the Sex Pistols. You heard of the Sex
Yes,
Pistols?
I have heard of the Sex
Yeah, I
Pistols.
mean they were around a few years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, Sid Vicious, his life ended badly because he was very much a drug addict
All
with
right.
his girlfriend, an American girlfriend, I think called Nancy Spungen. And in fact, in an addled drug mist, he stabbed her to death and then
Oh
stabbed himself
no.
to death in a
Oh,
New York hotel. But in fact, he was born John Ritchie, and his friend Johnny Rotten, who's in
yeah.
the Sex Pistols as well, a real name John Lydon, had a hamster apparently called Sid. And one day, this hamster Sid bit John Ritchie, who became Sid Vicious, bit him on his finger. And
Right.
he said, "Gore, your effing hamster is vicious." And of course, it stuck. Sid the hamster became Sid Vicious, the musician.
All
Sid
right.
Vicious. Who was Norma Jean Baker? Do you know?
Norma Jean Baker. Is it Anita Baker?
No, it's the song "Candle in the Wind" by Elton John.
Yeah.
Um, Goodbye, Norma Jean. She became Marilyn Monroe, obviously, with all that went with that,
All right.
and died very young. Some think she was murdered because she was having affairs with the president and things like that.
Yeah.
But no, Elton John wrote that great song "Candle in the Wind" about her.
Yeah.
And what was Elton John's birth name? Do you know?
Uh, no, I don't.
Well, he was born Reginald Dwight. Reg Dwight, but when he became famous, he changed it by deed poll to Elton John, and they say because the John bit came because he was a great fan of John Lennon. So
Yeah.
um, Elton John was originally Reg Dwight. What
Wow.
about Lady Gaga? Now I'll tell you what her birth name was. It's quite hard or quite long. Stefani Joanne Angelina Germanotta, and she became Lady Gaga. Um, they say because she loved the song Radio Gaga by Queen.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, believe it or not, was born Joaquin Raphael Bottom. So perhaps, perhaps he should have got together with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, but yeah. Oh,
That was that. Helen Mirren is an interesting one. She had a Russian father,
right.
the actress,
Yeah.
Elena Lydia Vasilienova Mironov. So a very Russian name,
All
and,
right.
that became Helen Mirren.
Oh,
We've already mentioned Shania Twain,
yeah.
um, and Kim Cattrall. She's an actress. She was in Sex in the
Sex and the
City a few
City.
years
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
but she was born in Liverpool, and her name was
Shit.
Claire Woodgate. Yeah, and she went to Canada. They emigrated with her parents at the age of 3.
All
But
right.
she was born Claire Woodgate. So, and then maybe the last one there, Brad Pitt. Um,
Right.
Full name William Bradley Pitt, a nod to our meddling there, perhaps William Bradley Pitt.
All right. Yeah.
So yeah, and so that's those the ones some of the ones I dug out. But also something you probably won't know is that I used to have, or still do in a sense, some sort of a pseudonym or a stage name. I was born Trevor Gear, but yeah, I used to very occasionally use like an ultra.
Oh,
What do they
let's
call
do
it?
a drum roll for this one.
Hang on, I've
Dun.
forgotten it. No, no, um, no. I used to use this occasionally when I used to work for a living a few years ago.
Right.
Um, when there was a special occasion like Christmas or someone's big birthday, I would take my guitar along to popular demand, or I told myself it was to popular demand amongst my colleagues,
Yeah.
and I'd play 2 or 3 songs that I've written, supposedly, hopefully, with funny lyrics, and got them all to join in. And I had my name. I became known because I one time put a little name thing there, and I became known as this on those work things that I played at as Quentin de Buttock. Quentin de Buttock. Don't ask where that came from. It came from somewhere in my mind. But so I became Quentin de Buttock. In fact, on one or two times when I was busking, I didn't
Yeah.
busk an awful lot, but I did sometimes just for coffee money.
Yeah.
And after I was playing, a lady came up to me and said, "It was very nice." She said, I like your songs."
Yeah.
She said, "But I do think you should change your name by deed poll." She said, "You shouldn't have a name like de Buttock." And I didn't have the heart to say, "Well, actually, it's not my real name. It really isn't." But yeah, Quentin de Buttock, and people who know me well know that Quentin de Buttock has kind of lurked around me and my music at odd
Yeah.
events here and there. So if ever I get commercially successful, I may well introduce Quentin de Buttock
Yeah.
to the wider world. But
I
that sort
think,
of leads me on a little bit to the last week, our discussion about free will.
yeah.
And in a way, Cuz, I'm here to sort of apologize for you because um, I think it's fair to say with your use of a certain word and the indelicate way you used it, the word being bum,
Yeah.
I think we need to apologise in case we got into any sort of trouble.
Right.
Now, I think it's fair to say that you took a sledgehammer to the normal rules of decorum on podcasts. Some would
Right.
say you drove a coach and horses through it. In fact, I think by saying that, or anything, if I sat on a tack or a nail,
Yeah.
I'd get up pretty quickly without even thinking about, do I have the free will to do it? Which was a very fair comment to make, I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe the cavalier use of that language, cuz, needs a word of apology for.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing there. I apologise, and I think, in fact, you may not know, but we did have a few complaints. Well, actually, to be fair, there was one complaint, and it
Yeah.
was me. Afterwards, I thought I really object to that really indelicate, cavalier use of the word bum.
Right.
The way that Cuz said anything that hurts his bum, he will quickly shift from it. Which is
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I apologise on your behalf,
Yeah.
and we mustn't do it again. But with my typical poker face in the old poker card game, I would say this, that I take your word bum and I raise it to my buttock, because I think buttock probably has a nicer feel to it, if
It
I can
does.
put it that
Yes.
way. Probably could have used better phraseology there,
Yeah.
but yeah. So apologies as we go forward, and we must be very careful in future not to attract the attention of Ofcom or anybody like that. So I
Absolutely.
apologise on your behalf.
Absolutely.
Next week I'll apologise for that jacket you're wearing as well.
I'll be I'll be looking forward to that next week.
You'll be apologising for me next week after that
Yeah.
load of rubbish I just said.
What you said this is the thing. Believability. I don't know if such a word exists, but I think
Believability.
you say something with that much confidence, people believe it.
Well,
People
true,
believe
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Life is all about confidence, you know. I
It
think
is.
a
Yeah.
lot of con artists get very far through life by being liars and believable, and people get taken in by them. It's all about confidence,
It
really.
is. It is.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've just learned from this. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, yeah, he's saying it with such confidence and conviction. I'm thinking, yeah, yeah, I should apologize. And I'm thinking, huh, okay.
Well, it made the
Thinking,
point, but no, you don't really need to apologize at
yeah,
all. You should
yeah, but
apologize for the jacket, but not for what you said
right,
last
all right.
week.
So I'll apologize for my Italian jacket.
Italian jacket, yes, indeed. I actually like it. I'm a bit jealous, to be honest. I
Sicily.
like it. I may have to find one myself. I'll go to a couple of charity shops, see if I can get one. we can
What
be
what are
we can
you
be
insinuating?
Fatty Bum Bum, and Quentin de Bussock. What an act that would be. That would be good, wouldn't it? I think we got
What are
something
you
there.
insinuating?
Don't use those words on me, please. There we got a possible act there going, bruv. We have.
Remember what we said last week about notifying you about the time running out?
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
it's not there. It's not there. Oh, thanks for
yeah,
telling me. Yeah, it
yeah,
used to come up on my screen, but it's not coming up.
yeah. Well, we've got 1 minute now, and just to run down the clock, I was just thinking about a topic for next week: gender gap pay. You know,
Good one. Yeah,
it's a very
yeah.
serious one into something that's been talked about over and over again. But anyway, this is all we've got time for. Do you want to do the conclusion, Bob?
Yes, indeed, Cuz. Well, hope you've enjoyed some of our banter, some of our improv or ad libs, and some of the other nonsense that we've been spouting as well. So, hope you found something in it to smile about. We look forward to seeing you next week if we haven't been taken off the air by Ofcom after Cuz's previous comments. So, I've been Trevor Gear, and he calls me Cuz.
And I've been Emmy Hikins, and he calls me bruv. It's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me too.
Yeah, see you next week.